Thursday, August 3rd, a new month. All three selectmen are present, the town administrator is present. Recording for the citizens of Dunbarton. Okay, yeah, I take the minutes, please.
Running the camera?
For me.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 20th, 2023.
I'll second Justin's motion.
Any discussion on those minutes?
Well, they look good.
Lean, did you make changes to them at all?
Just
Minor,
So they were amended slightly?
as
very,
amended.
yeah, the grant, didn't, it said highway grant, and I thought, because he needs to file them as part of the grant, it needed to say safety.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, one more set, non-publics?
I'll make a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes of July 2023.
I'll second that. And open for discussion, these do not have to be sealed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dave,
Aye, I'm sorry.
it's okay?
I was reading on, daydreaming on you.
Okay, public comment, we can open up for public comment, back row first.
Fred?
Fred Muller. Oh, Fred's filling in for Barb Martell, who was filling in for Leo Martell, but the thing is, thank you for being, having the depth to cover the video.
I'm the third Martell.
Okay. Thank you for doing that.
Thanks, Fred Martell.
Okay. John, I think you're on the agenda, so
Yeah, good.
we'll pass to the defer, and I think we have the Enid and Laura, we're on the agenda also. Former chief?
Yes, Ian Sloot. Just wanted to say, my wife Pam passed away on July 24th after a 2.5-year battle with colon cancer. And I just wanted to express my gratitude to the board, to the town, to all the people in town for all the support that they've given us and all the outpouring of love for the last 2.5 years. It's something that, that really helped to get us through to where we are now, and it's just something I'll never forget. I remember in 2012, when I was hired as police chief here, I thought I found something really special in Dunbarton, and it's just proved it to be so every step along the way. So I just wanted to express my gratitude to everyone.
Thank you, thanks for coming in.
Okay, bring it back to the board, and the thing is, I'm gonna have Nora and Enid come on up to the first row. You don't wanna,
Oh, yeah, Ian is a sign,
okay, you,
No, Nora, get up here. There's no free walks in this building.
yeah,
please have a seat.
Okay, alright, this is in regards to the, roll-up blinds for the upstairs.
Okay,
We've gotten several bids on it, I contacted actually 4 different companies, 2 responded, 2 didn't bother. And, I've got the bids here, and we had submitted also the, fire resistance, specifications to, Chief Wigan, and he approved them.
Yeah, we
Okay.
saw his
He
email,
said that
thank you.
would pass, yeah, I did print it out. So, the bid that we'd like to go with is ABC, it's Shades and Blinds, they're in Auburn. And he came out and measured, gave us a quote, and the quote that he got was $18.90. And the other one came in considerably higher. She was adding on $500 for installation and $200 and I think it was $40 for shipping. And the other one, ABC Shades, his bid was all inclusive. It included the
Sounds
shipping,
reasonable.
included installation, and he'll even take the old ones away.
Okay,
So
good.
it's a company business they've been owned for, I think he said 84 years.
Did they end up being, light block or?
Yes, they are,
Okay,
yeah, and we selected champagne as the color.
and is it, the pull down about the same as the other ones, or how are they?
No, it's
Oh,
roller.
rollers,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's different, the honeycomb was considerably more, plus we got to thinking about it, and the roller shades are more in keeping with that era, that style.
Yeah.
And besides being a considerable savings in
So
money.
there'd be a little roller chain on it,
Yeah.
which is,
Yes.
okay,
yeah.
Mhm.
well,
that'd be nice.
I have no issues with that going in. The only thing I I wanna make sure that the installation does not conflict with anyone who's using the facility at the time, so.
Oh, no, we'll know, it's gonna take about 4 to 5 weeks
Okay,
to get this. I'm gonna call him on the way home and tell him, get it in the works, but about 4 to 5 weeks. He said he'll give me a heads up probably about a week before, and we'll schedule a time, and the first thing I'll do is notify Lean
right.
what the date is, and we'll be sure, you know, that it doesn't conflict with anything.
Yeah, it just, it's a common, thing is, if we didn't say it, we
Yes.
just assumed it, it would've happened.
Exactly, yeah, we would have
Yeah.
about 6 things going on up
The
there.
other thing, if he's using
People get
ladders,
used to
we
the
should get
whole
something to
system.
cover
Oh,
the
yeah,
floor.
we'll learn.
Yeah.
We're trainable.
There, one thing you could mention to him, make sure he has some socks on the bottom of his ladders like they've been using up there.
Okay,
There is paper if he needs to put under his ladder in the storage closet,
okay,
so,
I'll be
Would,
sure.
would a
to
heavy
have
piece
that.
of cardboard do also?
that paper is like thick cardboard.
Okay, good,
It's
good.
Okay,
so if that's there, you could use that. I wanna thank you guys for coming in front of the selectmen, cause as you know, all of the stuff that gets approved up there have to come in front of the selectmen, even though your group is picking it out.
Just thank John for chiming in too, because if we
Yes,
bought
thank
curtains
you,
in the
John.
wrong ones, we would have been violation of code,
yeah,
and that would not be good.
no,
Anything, any other gentlemen?
One
Okay.
other thing for
Did you
him,
want
you
the
stepped in
copies
the
at all?
middle.
I don't need copies.
It
But-
would be nice to keep it, I'll scan it and keep it for the record.
Yeah.
A lot.
alrighty.
Adds value to the building, makes insurance rates go up.
Great.
Do you know, did the rest of the, AV equipment get installed? Or-
No, they ran out of plates,
Okay,
where the speakers are gonna go on each side of the stage.
yep,
So, and we're going to come back on Monday and continue on. But the screen is up,
screen,
it's very impressive,
okay.
It's huge.
it's huge.
One thing I was considering, just, I was gonna bring to the board later on tonight, but I just mentioned that, thing is, I've had some concerns that it's getting warm up there. I was gonna, at least, there's some ways of dealing with it, like opening the doors, making sure the heat pump that works for the entryway can go upstairs. But also just a common thing such as a stand fan would probably be helpful for a meeting up there, just to get the air moving a little bit more. And so I was gonna ask my colleagues tonight to authorize purchase of a stand fan,
That'd be nice,
as long as it's quiet. And the
yes.
thing is, you can shop around and read the reviews, a loud fan does nobody any good.
Yeah.
And but a soft fan, just to get the air moving would be worthwhile. I definitely wanna look into that, gentlemen, we'll talk about that later on. Okay,
Nice.
so I just wanna let you know that,
Okay.
we're not, we don't wanna go too retro.
Yes.
It said, no air conditioning 100 years ago, but I
Yeah.
think it's, at least we can have, but the doors, if kept open, and it's interesting,
It helps.
it helps.
Yeah.
But the
One-
windows have to be closed, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
One last thing, just for the public, how is this being financed?
We have the money in the Arts on the Common account, which was directly raised to, go to this.
Okay,
We have, 2248.58 in our account, so
okay,
taking the, 1890 out of there, we'll still have a little bit left. If I can ask one question, because we do have this little bit left, would it be all right if we had the funds to purchase a podium for up there, a wooden one?
I would think if your
Oh.
funds for up there, it wouldn't hurt. I do know that if somebody is gonna make a presentation, we either have to borrow one from the school. There is
Yeah.
two there.
Yeah,
My thought is we would leave one up here, but I'm not sure about those podiums. I know one of those podiums, Fred was telling me, was hand-built, right?
Yeah, it's a kind of portable, it folds up.
Yeah. Wasn't that podium the one that was originally up there, it had speakers on the front of it?
No, that's the one that's, in the town hall. I mean, it's the community center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess,
okay,
I think it would be nice if we had one up there,
I
Yeah.
need
so we
to,
could stay there instead
Yeah.
of hauling stuff,
right,
you know.
Yeah, on the committee's meeting, we'll
Yeah.
use it.
yeah, if you
Anyway.
can,
No issue from us.
I'll check around, maybe I could find somebody, a craftsman local that might build it. I was thinking about Bill Morris, I know he's very pricey, but maybe we could,
Just do a compare and contrast, look at
just send Don over there.
there you go.
He'll be paying us to provide
Yeah.
it.
Eric
I
Hodgman does
think
nice
you're
work
right.
too,
Yeah, he does.
Who does?
Eric Hodgman,
Oh, that's right.
Does really nice
Alright,
work.
thank you.
He did the
Yeah, he did the ballot.
ballot
He did it.
boxes first. Remember the
Yeah.
ballot boxes?
I
yeah,
think
he built furniture for the police station too.
Dave Nickerson, I think, built is the
So you-
builder.
Yeah,
You got a
there's-
couple options, so-
yeah, I'll
Just shop
research
around.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, and we'll get the best price.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for
You're
coming
welcome.
in, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
That was easy.
Chief, come on up.
You want those copies?
Do a copy of that. I read it before, for the, alarms.
Hey, John.
Hey.
That's fire
Come on in.
station.
Good. You're next on the chopping block.
Okay. Anything.
Talk to us.
So, the overhead doors,
That's the first one.
were you able to open that,
I
Really?
was.
From Aloha Garage
I had to
Doors?
kind of, I had to modify the document because it went on to
I
like three
didn't get to see it
pages.
yet, Mike.
thanks.
I just saw the price, it's a little bit high.
Huh?
We need
A little bit high,
Is it?
yeah,
Couldn't
Look
open
at
it.
it. We'd have to get 3 bids anyway.
yeah, that might need,
His concern, our concern was there wouldn't be enough room if we raise those doors 2 feet, they use a conventional overhead door,
right,
you'd have to go to a roll-up commercial door,
correct.
which is extremely expensive.
Is this what this is?
Nope.
This is not even a roll-up?
It's, he can. there's
Where is
different-
the Aloha I'm from?
It's a different track system, so it doesn't have such a high arch,
Okay,
so you can still, there's enough room to fit it in there, to have a conventional door.
there was a problem with supports, I think, at the top, they were talking about support, in other words, the infrastructure for supporting, raising it up, is that gonna be an issue?
No.
Okay,
We didn't think,
These are 12 wide by 10 feet tall. And then I see up here, 12 by 12.
he gave me a price for the 3 other doors.
So this includes all 5 doors?
does it make
It's
sense,
not as
it
bad
makes,
looking.
it makes,
I mean, that's something we can do down the road, but the 2 new ones would be 12 by 12s,
Okay.
and
Now, how big is your opening now?
10 by 10, a 12 wide, 10 high.
So you're going up 2 more feet now. We had talked about cutting that lintel out and going up.
that's what I was understanding.
But in looking at that, there was only about 2 feet worth of,
There's 2 rows of blocks which equal 2 feet. There's nothing up there structural.
no,
Blocks are just fillers
but listen, you got blocks and then bricks, right?
on the outside.
Okay, a block is 8 inches tall. So there's 2 rows of that, that's 16 inches. So we don't even have quite the 2 feet.
No, there's 2 feet there, so there's
So
gotta
there's
be,
3 rows of
there's gotta
blocks.
be something
8
else
times
in
3
there.
is 24. So 3 rows of blocks and then the brick on the outside.
Right.
Now, that's all tied in. That's all tied in to keep that wall from bowing in and out, right?
And centerpiece, we think.
Yeah.
So if you took out the top row of blocks, what's gonna support the
Yeah,
piece
that's what I'm
between the
getting at.
doors? So that's why we're thinking just frame it, use regular boards, I mean, just
Take the middle out
reframe it,
completely.
right, and just frame the metal, the wood, and then the sides, you need to put wood up higher.
Now,
So you can.
I didn't look at that, John, but like, if I design say a garage.
Yeah,
When I get to the last truss, I'll make it a structural gable. Okay, meaning that it has the same structure as the clear span one next to it, but it's strapped for a gable. Cause a traditional gable truss isn't structural normally, they need the support in the center. I haven't looked at that,
but there's no truss there,
right, it's the metal,
it's steel, you know, it's,
made the same as the rest of them.
they tie into there's a couple angles that come down and tie into a cross beam,
Yeah,
which is higher than that. There's just plywood behind that, that's just a face, nothing but plywood. That's
so
the
that
siding.
outside truss is made the same as the interior ones.
Yeah. So there's nothing up there, other than how you're gonna deal with that centerpiece.
So,
Reframe it in wood,
cut it all out,
cut it off.
all the brick.
Yeah.
But you'd still leave the brick up the 2 sides.
To match the other side of the building, you're gonna have, I mean, we got vinyl siding above the brick right now, so obviously you're gonna go up higher, so that strip of brick probably would disappear. And you just put vinyl siding back there, and
As
you
a-
could vinyl yeah, I don't
Now,
know, I'm not a carpenter to tell you what to do,
But
but
I think probably,
that's why.
we'd get it framed up, no problem, but I was looking at that that centerpiece, I know that wasn't gonna just, when you cut it straight up, it's not gonna stay there, you know?
Cause there is a piece of steel that lays atop the two doors,
The lintels,
just holds the blocks.
yeah.
It's not structural, but that centerpiece comes up and ties into those blocks.
Right.
So I'm sure that centerpiece,
So what I was thinking, we'll have to take a
Unless
couple of
you-
steps, I'll probably, call Walton's Demolition to do the demo, cause they would cut the block up and demo and take that all away for us. Kinda like we had done to the stairs here.
Yep.
And then have another company come in to do the framing part of it, just a small
Yep.
company for that.
Okay, John, you need, there's quote for 3 doors here. You need 2, the third door. can-
5 doors,
There's 5 doors.
3 smaller ones and 2 big ones.
Okay, what needs to be replaced this year?
the
Right
two
away?
big ones.
2 big
The-
ones.
The ones we're gonna make big.
Right, okay.
The others don't have to be replaced, we just wanna get a price, so eventually
is,
they're all same door.
What I'm saying, we still need quotes, but we can avoid going for a formal RFP by keeping it under 20K.
So if we break the doors out, is what he's saying, we might not have to, we can just get 3 bids and not put it out for a request for price.
Is that, it makes it more
Yeah.
complicated.
Whatever you wanna do.
And probably get it done quicker this way too.
Yeah.
And,
Whatever
and,
works.
and adhere to our, bid policy.
So what I see is gonna be 3 things, Mike, we're gonna have to do the demolition portion, then the new construction portion, and then the doors. Right after,
Okay,
so, it'd be 3 different steps, and I can start working on that, but do you wanna work on it before your roof?
Yes,
Okay.
because pending a new fire truck, I mean.
you gotta have a place to put it.
Right, and even looking at used ones, like we talked about,
Right,
half the ones we looked at are over 10 feet tall. So, we found a couple good deals, good looking trucks,
yeah,
they won't fit in the station. They're like 10.6, some are 10.8, some are 11, so,
who said they needed a door anyways?
right,
Um,
put the barn door up there.
Okay, no, the thing is, I see the urgency to replace the 2 doors right away.
And the roofs, you know, some days it leaks, some days it doesn't. It's not a constant thing.
Well,
and it's
It's
not on
weird.
the hard rain
It's
either,
very
so-
strange
yeah,
when
well,
it
the
leaks and when it
the
doesn't.
thing is, we were in the process of putting an RFP to get the complete roof redone. And,
I'll tell you where we are in the process, you see we had this roof done, and Jeff's done, so when I said you're on the chopping block, you're next. And I talked with Jeff Trexler and talked to him at length about it, and the way that those purlins are set up over there, it has to be a structural panel to hold the purlins also, they don't all wanna roll over as well, so you can't put some of the different panels on, so. I talked with Century Roofing, they're supposed to come out and meet me about doing a structural commercial panel up there, like the ones that are on there, but even heavier duty, you know, as far as the metal gauge. And, but we're still gonna have to put those ice blockers on there so it doesn't curl around, cause it'll do that again too. And when it's brand new, of course, it's gonna not slide off slow, it's gonna come down
Right.
fast.
I do
So-
better, gets away from it.
Yeah, get away, as long as you're not there.
so on the doors, I say that's probably be your number 1,
Definitely.
I'd
Yeah,
say.
I could live with a roof.
Okay.
Cause
Well,
like I
the
said, it's,
roof is work in
Yeah.
progress, we may have to encumber dollars this year,
oh yeah,
and if we don't get it before the snow flies, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But I wanna get something in place, I think we all wanna get something in place sooner than later, at least, on paper, so we can get the ball rolling. And that-
We know the roof's gonna be over 20, so that's why we have to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
RFP. So they were supposed to come out and help me design the gauge, thickness, color, warranty, paint thickness, to do the proper RFP on it.
And what I would do, just go for the 2 ones you need to replace now, right away, and we'll make that happen sooner than later. Gentlemen, you all in consensus on that one?
Did you, send that by email to us, Lean?
Yeah, I can, cause I did open it.
We're not gonna mention the prices, this is the price for all 3 of them, we wanna keep it, it's gotta keep it quiet, because of potential bidders.
Yeah, cause you're gonna work on 2 more
we got the
quotes.
literature on the door, the brand, and it's a good quality door and the window, you know, it's got windows in
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah,
he's
so
using, he's not using a tight radius bracket, he's using one of those ones that comes up at an angle, which starts turning the door
No, I
early.
think it's tight radius,
It is the tight
yeah,
radius.
cause right now we got a big loop.
Yeah.
He says you can come up and
Turn the tight
turn
radius.
that, and we measured, we still got distance to the main beams,
Yep.
that was our concern. He goes, yeah, no problem, if you go with this door, actually, we can keep the overhead, the door openers, center ones, which is less expensive than the other ones, and he.
So you're gonna use
pros
your
and cons.
existing openers?
Probably put the ones on, but the same theory, have the same track, center track, instead of doing a motor on the side.
Mm-hmm.
He says they can have some issues with those, cause the chains slack, and when they start, they rock, and over the commercial roll-up doors, he said they don't put them in fire stations, cause unfortunately, they get hit. A lot of fire departments hit the doors, and they're wicked expensive to repair.
Okay.
And, he just didn't, you know, if we had to go that route, we had no way to go with a roll-up, but he said you could do a conventional door in there, which should save us quite a bit of money.
The third thing was you need a new sign too.
Yep.
I was gonna probably do that after the roof is,
Well, after we have to
Yeah,
take
'cause
that
you're
gable apart too, so.
yeah. So that would be the ladder. I have not lost, I remember you bringing that up, it's still in the back, it's still in my file to get done.
In your mental queue.
Yep. Every time I go by it, I
Put
keep looking at the
something
sign. Okay, all right, any other concerns?
Smoke detectors, heat detectors?
Yeah, I think it's, I think they're over 10 years old, would you agree?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
they could be 30 days old.
and so, just for the public's record, smoke detectors, even
They're
if,
actually heat detectors,
heat detectors,
which have a longer lifespan than a smoke detector.
okay, but generally should be replaced for the public listening, every 10 years as a minimum, if you're in your home.
They say 15 on heats,
Okay, well, we're more
10
than
on
15.
smokes.
I can
but-
almost tell by shall I say, the coloring of the plastic.
Yeah, those ones in the main building, no one ever knows, can remember when they were changed, so
Okay.
they're probably 30.
You're talking about the town hall now, or your building?
Is,
Fire station.
see the
Yeah.
prices I
Did you
put
see
on
the
your
bill
summary?
From Pro Technologies
Yeah.
for all the replacement?
The prices are on your summary sheet?
I originally asked them, there's a smoke detector that's gone off a couple times upstairs, throw a new one in there, and then in our workshop, they're heat in the workshop. They really should be smoke in the workshop, not heat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bays underneath the police station, they're heat in there, cause we park vehicles in there, so. But I didn't realize how many they were until I saw the quote, and I did go stack
I
up.
already saw it.
There's a,
Can I see it?
That's not the quote, that's, just the bill they use, the quote's the second one.
Yeah,
so there's like 6 just in that one bay end of the police
This,
station on
this
our
was,
side.
to inspect it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's, I have, you wanna see what I have?
Yeah, let's see the inspection report on the, that's what tells you all the ones that are wrong.
Right, and here's the,
Let me see that part, Mike.
But there's no way that he ever got up there to visually inspect them,
this is the library
the
one.
station, cause you never can get up
you
there.
highlighted it, on the top.
RM Police,
One's in the 3-bay section, you might be able to just flip it
This
over.
is transfer station. I saw it.
Did you, see what he meant about the sprinkler basement room?
I called them and we were playing phone tag for a little bit, but as I read it, I thought he was just describing what was in the area, because it
So he wrote
is a door
basement
that's,
sprinkler room, and those are brand new, so, and those have been tested, so that doesn't make any sense. But it could be the one right
Alright.
outside.
gentlemen, we have, this is well within our, bid policy. This is the company that we use to service us. This is life safety, I don't think we should wait on these. Dave, you think we should wait on
I
any
mean,
of
I'm
these?
sure they would guarantee their work if there's something that failed or, repeat.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
Fire police right there.
Was it 31 of them or something?
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it was.
31.
So in the work, in the basement, work area, you should only, you won't need 4 heats in there. I think I counted 4 in there the other day where you put smokes in.
Bay one,
One or
4
two,
devices, bay 3, 2 devices, bay 4, 2 more devices. Bay 5, 2 devices, lower level left, lower level right, lower level rear, lower level center, lower level overhead. Furnace room, bathroom, conference room, armory storage, officer's desk, vestibule window, chief's office, officer's desk 3, sergeant's desk. They one at every desk, it looks like. Basement, supply closet.
Is that both sides?
Yeah, that's pretty
Sounds like
solid.
police and fire.
Yeah. It is police and fire.
We can do both, right?
Yeah,
Evidence room and top main lift, attic area, 31.
Yeah, cause it's not 31 on the plan.
yeah, it's combined.
So the total is 3940. That's parts and labor.
I'm not sure what the police will get over there.
Got 18 hours to replace
Remember
them.
what's in that building?
How's your look?
I know there's a smoke in the hallway, but I don't know what the rest of it is.
1600.
Well, he was just describing,
I don't remember.
I know.
That's
The basement, I'm sure,
we
leak.
have to do a section, it's a lot less.
Oh, the garage, I don't think anybody's ever switched them over. But upstairs, I don't think there's many smoke upstairs in the police station.
maybe that's what
It's
they're
gone
doing.
off a couple times, I think it's the front hallway, the top of the stairs, and in the offices and stuff.
There's offices, there's separate rooms in there, so I don't know if
Wait,
they
I-
each room or what.
I wanna prove this. We have it within the budget. And it is life safety, I don't think we should delay this. Justin, your comments you had here?
Yeah, I think we need to get it done.
Well, it depends, who's on the department? Not John. I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Pro Technologies for 18 Robert Rogers Road to replace the heat and smoke detectors as indicated on the bid. And the total bid on this one is $39,4059.
I'll second that, but John, I would like you to scrutinize the locations and make sure you're satisfied with locations. Change them if you have to, or subtract from them if you have to.
Right, cause those are estimates, and if they don't have to replace them all, they shouldn't be.
It should come down a little bit. So would you be so kind
And
as
there'd
to,
be less devices in the shop, I know, because the smoke will cover a big area than the heat detector. So there's no way
So-
you need 4 smoke detectors in the,
could you review that?
Yeah.
And then get back to Lean, we're gonna approve it, but the thing is, subject to your, final, count.
Yep.
Okay, agreed?
Okay, yep.
Justin, okay?
Yeah, add, remove, move, switch them around as you need it.
Yes, just so you need to see this document
yeah,
before we can commit to it, but the thing is, we're gonna commit to all things, we'll commit
Can
to
I
now.
see the library one?
Yeah, all in favor of approving the fire department, police department, fire
Aye.
safety equipment?
Aye.
Aye. We'll prove it up to that amount, but the thing is, with-
might come down if he doesn't have to put so many devices.
that's what I'm hoping
I'm
for,
saying, I don't think you need
okay?
Yeah.
4.
So make sure he gets a copy of that, so we can.
John, can I make the same motion and have you check the town hall for us too? I know that the reason I had him go there was cause those ones that shape are yellow upstairs. Actually, they're not that shape, they're the taller ones.
Yeah.
Cone shaped, yeah.
And they're yellow, so I knew they're, probably 50 years old. And
It's on that quote.
so I wanted to have those done.
We were,
Make it the same motion.
the other guy recommended changing those for years up there, but it was unoccupied and
Yeah,
they had, I think they took some down or something.
But when-
I forget the deal.
But in the main book area where the library is, I mean, they're yellow, they're, almost orange.
Yeah,
I think what you have up there now is, cause there's a lot more added to it, I think you have a combination of heat and smoke ones up there on the second floor. So if you could just check that and see what you think we need and then do the same on this, but I'll make a motion to approve Pro Technologies quote for the town hall library in the amount of $716.
Oh, it's below that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Oh, I'm sorry, $1,677.94.
so he
I'll second
lists
that.
those as strictly smoke, or are they combos, are they smoke carbon monoxide?
I'll get you the copy of the
Smoke
report.
detector
says replace 2 smoke and 2 poles.
and poles,
That's subject,
non-addressable pole stations.
Yeah, they're at the top of the stairs, and that's the one the other guy could never get a ladder to get up there, and
Right.
he said that they had failed, but he couldn't get a ladder.
I'm gonna say, subject to the review of the fire chief. You have final edits on this,
Would you second it, who seconded it?
Justin. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're gonna rely on your expertise,
Okay.
okay?
I'll get you
Mhm.
copies.
Yeah.
And transfer station was just an inspection, or what was that?
No, that was, there's a, to replace
Number
on that.
6, damaged heat detector. 259.
Motion on that one.
One more.
Okay, and a final one from Pro Technologies, a bid, to replace the transfer station. It's like a detector, and the price on that is $259.33.
I'll second that.
All in favor? So,
I don't think you need to check that one.
all right, you just need to get copies of this.
Okay.
Okay, and as soon as you say give the thumbs up the way it looks, you can do pen changes on there. We just relay what we want to Pro Technologies, confirm the new bid and lean execute.
Yep.
Don't have to wait on the next.
Did this building get checked? Yeah.
Pardon?
Did this building get checked?
Yes, nothing wrong.
And the, highway department?
Yep, nothing failed on
Oh,
it.
perfect.
Yep, everything was inspected.
Okay,
So wouldn't you, our fire department has the most?
and lastly, any good deals pending on fire trucks?
We found a couple, but like I said, wouldn't fit in the station.
Okay, but
Yeah,
hopefully,
some are pretty reasonable.
hopefully in 3 months we can, that
Yeah.
won't be an
I
excuse.
got the guy that rebuilt our tanker, he's a dealer in Connecticut, and he's right down in some of the rich communities, so he's got an eye out for me.
Good,
Good.
good,
And,
good.
he's already called me on that one, but unfortunately it's too tall, there's nothing we could lower to make it fit.
Could you just put it-
Sometimes you could lower light.
Could you put it in the back and put a tarp over it for now?
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking,
I
John,
garage.
because we're not really using the highway garage during the summer, we could stick it in there.
Yeah.
No, only if the deal was too good to believe.
Yeah.
And because you've come up with some good deals over the years.
Yeah, he, like I said, but, there's some things on these trucks, especially, I'm not looking at it, I've talked to a woman out down south that sells a lot of them. And, if, like I said, it was just a couple lights that are making it over 10 feet, then those can be lowered, cause that's what we did, when we ordered this truck, we had to keep it under 10 feet. And the real lights should be up higher, but they're lower, something like that, you could do. But these trucks,
Equipment actually.
yeah, there was like, one of them had an air conditioner on the higher part of the roof, ours on the lower part. There was just the body was.
Well, you've been after those doors for over a year now,
Yeah,
so.
we suggested quite a while ago, but really never had to push for it till now, but.
Yeah.
Well, last year we didn't have the funds for it, but now we do,
Yeah,
so we should be able to take care of that.
that fire we had last year in the winter time, cold sub-zero neighborhood brought it to forefront when none of the trucks that came to the fire could back into our station. Far out, no one's truck now, cause everybody's built fine big trucks,
Right.
and nobody that I know's truck will fit in our station but ours.
Did you bring out your tarps?
Yeah. Get a big blower and blow heat out.
We put a salamander under our truck.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
John, thank you for.
okay,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, got an email from,
So, yeah, for a while.
Tom Persano.
Fasano, concerned about, opening the restroom facilities. The thing is, we only have one restroom facility that's really open if the library is still closed, correct, David?
If the library's closed, will they go up and down?
Right, there'd be two.
Yeah.
And it'd be like a obstacle courses, like a mystery tour to find which one is open.
This was his thoughts, and I'll go over with you guys, cause I did talk with him briefly about it, cause I had to go up and inspect what they were doing. And we also had an email from him in reference to it,
Right.
so. His thought was, it's a shame not to use those, cause they're handicap accessible, and he feels like the, loading, for the day wouldn't be that great on the system. And even though the loading probably wouldn't be, I told him we would still like to have the outside units, only because there's a lot of people not only from town, but outside of town.
Plus, there's some historic precedent set. Lean, could you elaborate a little bit about what was happened when the library was open for Old Home Day?
Prior to Mary coming on board as a director, the previous director used to be open during Old Home Day, and because there was so much traffic going into the library, she wasn't able to supervise it and only found it the day after, but someone had gone into the bathroom, whether they ran out of toilet paper or just decided to pull a prank. There was feces smeared all over the walls. And so from that day going forward, you can ask the trustees that were on the board back in the day, and they would verify that story that they did not want to allow unsupervised, usually no staffing, to be able to supervise the use of their toilets, so they decided they would close their,
And so I think we're kinda keeping in liking of that, because we do want it to be used, but, that is gonna be open for several events during the day, and obviously they'll be used during those times. But we asked them, once those events are done or over with in between, to lock the building back up. And
Because
this is
we don't
something-
have people overseeing the building.
So that gives them, you know, the people that are there during those events overseeing it somewhat. And, you know, they've told me that they're gonna have people to clean and whatever, and make sure everything is done right afterwards, so.
I'd say the two complement each other, both to having both facilities, so I think your plan, as you described, is fine, I have no problem with that.
Just have it open when they're doing their events,
Just
closed up in between. Now, he'd also asked, he said, well, maybe we, instead, cause the handicap costs so much, this bathroom out here, it costs as much as the two other singles alone, he was thinking about dropping one. My thought is to keep the handicap one and the two regulars, even if we have to help with, as we did a couple other years, and pay for one of them, because I just think it's additional, it's outside, and if people see them, most likely they're gonna use them. Are they fun to use? No, but if there's a
They're
big
clean,
crowd
though,
like that,
for
they're
the whole
clean.
day, it's not like it's there for a week or a month.
And as I say on TV, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, so I think we'll keep them, and even if they want us to help fund them, but, and they will be used during when they're having their, you know, their different things there, so. I think we'll just keep it the way we set it up
Yep, I agree.
for now, just as, like
Okay.
you said, some things could happen there. Not just with the, additional use on the system, but,
It could be anything,
You know, someone putting the wrong thing in the toilet that causes a blockage.
an overflow,
yeah.
and where does the water go? That's a lot of, it'd be heartbroken if that's something like that happened, okay. Enough said, I think we got a temporary solution, we'll keep charging on. Okay, I'm gonna go right to the mailbox items. We already talked about the, pro technology, so we're good to go for there,
Can we just go back up one,
sure.
to this, on the town
Cemetery.
business cemetery?
Oh, cemetery,
trust?
yes. Justin brought it up to my, attention. I'm gonna speak on Justin's behalf. There are some bees, that are intimidating on the East Cemetery. And, it's kind of prohibiting public access to the cemetery because of the swarms
Well, it
of
was brought
bees.
to my attention by the lawn care company, they
Okay.
contacted me to let me know that they were out there, and I had driven by, and I said, gosh, those guys work really hard. They were weed whacking around the fence and working their way in, and within an hour, I got a call saying that they weren't able to do a section of between the old cemetery stones, because, and he said, you can't miss it, the grass is, 10 or 12 inches tall, but there's at least 3 ground bees nests in there, and they're so aggressive that he said they would normally try to tackle them on their own, but this one, there was just several that they could see, and there were large quantities of them, and he said that it really requires some kind of exterminating.
Okay, normally that would be covered under the budget of the cemetery trustees, they don't meet till next month.
Yeah,
So rather than delay, I just would rather have the selectmen fund it right at this point, so it doesn't impair any public use of the cemetery. Dave, you
Yeah,
got-
I'll second your motion, Mike.
to approve up to $395 for,
Yeah.
pest control for those
Okay.
fees.
alright,
You just pass it on to Justin as the rep, could you pass it on to the cemetery?
Yeah.
I have no issues with that, I think that's
No?
an urgent, I don't think we can wait a month. If we can wait a month, we can wait till the frost.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't wanna wait that long. Okay. Now, I'm gonna continue with the mailbox. Item B, Donna White sent some email out referring to the flood control maps. This is an FYI. It's gonna be, a board of selectmen will be required to adopt new maps, and the current maps are from 2010. These are flood insurance rate maps. There's a lot of things, it's on email, we have to read it, so it's
I
homework.
saw the email, I didn't see the, maps.
I sent the maps in, the maps were difficult to get to, you had to go through a link that was only open for so many days.
Okay, so I'm,
But the slideshows gave you enough, but in that packet is the map that you wanna look at,
okay.
Okay.
she's
So-
got it folded in underneath,
No action, she required no action, but the thing is, we are gonna have action in the future.
yes,
Yeah.
to adopt them.
Okay,
And they're supposed to handle the advertising to the public and, but this is a requirement by FEMA, if you don't update them, then, insurance for the, residents wouldn't be readily available for them to participate in that, so.
Well, the thing is, insurance companies love to know if you're in a flood zone, so they can raise rates on you. That's what it's about, yeah, it's doing the residents justice, so back in the maps that they gave. I like to have Donna, if she can work to distill it for us, it'd be great.
The what?
Distill it, so we can see the changes.
I think she's kind of ironed it out in that
Okay.
folded map.
But we may need,
At this point, all we have to do is review the printout.
right,
Yeah,
all right. We have a new, the Chief Remenard wants to get a new, state accreditation program. He's pursuing. This is, remember the Governor Sunil had a committee with police department reforms? Some of it is in support of all of the, reforms that the governor wanted implemented. And obviously to meet these goals, you have to be, make sure, accredited to meet the goals. And I will talk to the chief later on and ask him to be a little more specific, because, I'd like to know what.
The email's actually very specific, it's a new one that was put out
Right,
by the governor.
but that's part of his strike committee, his committee,
Right. I do know that we were accredited one time when Jeff Nelson was here, and at the time, I think this one's a lot less work, but at the time, it was a lot of paperwork to keep the accreditation going and everything else.
Dan was
I could
introduced,
talk to you about that.
yeah.
And, yeah, in fact, you talked with me at length about it back
Yeah,
then.
they weren't actually accredited, it was more a recognition, there were less standards that had to be met. I think that was done during, some type of state accreditation. They had changed to, raise the number of standards that, they did away with recognition, you had to go with the level of accreditation, which meant a lot more standards, and they had, pretty hefty price tag that went along
Yeah,
with that, and it's very labor intensive. So the state has come in and I think they have something that's more manageable for New Hampshire towns than the national program that's one size fits all for all 50 states.
I just need to know the details of the chief, as costs,
Yeah.
time, training, and all that kind of stuff.
It didn't look like it was anything.
Well, the thing is, that whenever you have training.
There will be costs,
Right.
obviously, within their department, but I mean, as far as state costs, I didn't see anything.
No, I understood, so I just like them distill it again for us. Justin?
you can keep that in your
I was gonna say, I'd rather,
packet, so
I've
you
read it
can
too.
talk to Chris about it.
I will. The black bag, you mean?
yeah,
Okay.
like this.
Okay, but you know, it's, in the past,
Didn't
just
know.
for the public, my black bag, I used to take home all sorts of stuff. Lean would call me, Mike, did you take something home you weren't supposed to take home? I keep it thin now. Okay. All right, we got a job description for the, Lean's been working on, continued from the last meeting.
Yeah, you asked me to forward it to you in an email, did you have a chance to look at it?
I had no issues with what you have.
It
I
really
was
was,
good with it too.
it was really just cleaning it up, giving it an official title and, reviewing it, which is probably more important than not
Right.
having anything.
But as in any, let's say Donna retired, let's say a year from now, we
Yeah.
would pull this out as a template, maybe tweak it again before we.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
it's just, always continuing the work in progress, so
Right.
thank you for updating it.
Okay. So the board okay with accepting those?
Yes.
Yep.
Can I get you to sign those, so that I'll have an official signed version, and then I'll use those when needed,
Do we
hopefully
need to
never.
motion them,
I
or?
believe we do. It's for the, building and planning, code enforcement officer, and for the,
Administrative assistant.
make a motion, we approve the job descriptions for the building and planning and zoning administrative assistant, and the building inspector / code officer, as written.
I'll second.
Is further discussion on this?
I'll third it.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. There's one day.
your questions, you still want
Yeah,
more
no,
maps?
I'm good,
Okay.
thank you. I hate trying to open those maps that aren't readily available.
Usually it goes through 3 layers of.
Good, I signed in my spot.
I know, sorry, I signed your line.
Municipal group sent us something of someone retiring,
Yeah, Walter Mitchell's retired.
okay,
Yeah.
um,
His staff is still going to be active.
Still plenty of the little attorneys there.
Yeah.
okay. Just FYI.
Okay.
Okay, there was an issue, just for the board, the road agent's been continuing to work on the, turnaround area, and, the relocation of a telephone pole to facilitate, the pole, electricity, facilitate plowing in the winter, telephone pole needs to be relocated. And there's been a challenge of where do we put the pole? We have, one of the owners of a property abutted to the turnaround where the pole is concerned about placing the pole. We have, his surveyors coming out to do some education of the owner of the abutter of the, turnaround pole. And he's gonna do some educating, hopefully we can get this moving.
Is the Unitil guy and Jeff gonna be out there?
No, this is just one of,
Just for that.
Jeff may be there.
He's gonna, right, I made a copy for that,
Yeah,
of that.
But not Unitil. Jeff's going, once he gets the final placement, which, parties can come to some agreement and.
Then Jeff will
Jeff
coordinate
coordinate
the
with you.
utility company to go out there.
Exactly. And I said, Jeff, don't wait for the snow. And just to let you know, I had a conversation, with Mike's lawyer regarding that, and I told him our intentions of the board. I shared with the board and the road agents just to facilitate timely and good plowing of the road. And that's why we're pursuing this, and she's fully aware of that. Okay, I think we're done.
The last item, chief, you wanna just review those?
Yes, we have some, we had remember we had passing of our welfare agent?
Sign some cards there.
Yeah, we gotta sign some cards and, talk about the donation we're making for, it's called Planetary Lean.
We contacted, because there wasn't anything specific in the obituary, we called the spouse, and he said that she'd always been, enjoyed the gardening and the outdoors and whatnot, so he thought if we could plant a tree in her memory, that we would, that he was sure that she would appreciate it. And then, Jo Marie had, a wonderful thought, and she approached the garden club, asking if maybe they were interested in getting involved in, planting that tree for us. The only question that they had, and they were ecstatic, they said that they would contribute additional funds if needed, but, they had a few questions as to where they would be allowed to plant it, what type of tree. One thought that came by was a, Christmas tree, I don't know if it's in the email there, there's one email from Garden Club, but they were interested in maybe putting it by the bandstand so that they could decorate it every year and not have to purchase the tree that goes in the bandstand, but decorate the one that's near the bandstand.
Okay.
So, I don't know if the board has any ideas, or you trust them to maybe come
I
before
guess just have
you
them come see us and
when they're
talk
ready.
about the location, yeah.
Yeah, but they're also consulting with arborist, or who would recommend when to do it and when the best time of the year to do it.
Dave's good, when it comes to trees, Dave's an expert at it now.
Yeah, they wanna plant evergreen.
Is that what it says,
Yeah,
evergreen?
evergreen around the bandstand.
Yeah.
Evergreen is definitely,
Something that may be even decorated for the
Yeah.
holidays.
and then we have another, respect for chief, we have a notification about Pam, so it was passed last week.
Here.
Chief, I just missed her, she had such a positive attitude, I loved her attitude, I really did.
Yeah, she's probably one of the most upbeat cancer patients you've ever.
I didn't like talking to you, I talked to her, she was definitely more upbeat than you ever were.
I don't blame you.
Okay,
Gamache, is there a Gamache one there?
yes, okay,
Is there a card for us to sign for Gamache?
Because the organization, his obit, said donate to the Parkinson's Foundation, that organization would give,
Can we send, give Pete a card?
you also wanna send from the town?
It'd be
Sure.
nice if we could.
Yep.
You don't have a
We do.
generic one down there?
Yep, that's where
Okay.
we've gotten all these. I'll be right
That'd be
back.
awesome.
I think that's it, right?
I think Pete's our only full-time highway department guy, so. Like to give him a card.
absolutely. When did it pass?
I didn't, it looks like July 14th, I didn't even know about it
Neither
either.
did I.
Today's the first time I heard of it.
Yeah.
I would've definitely called Pete, and let him know.
Thing is, my neighbors, often complain about trucks speeding on my road.
Oh, yeah,
He's one who does not speed.
yeah.
He's always very respectful to the residents there, so I appreciate that.
He gets paid by the hour, Mike.
I'm sorry? Yeah, but the thing is,
No, I heard your neighbor,
you've seen some of the.
saw that email
Yeah.
he sent again.
The only thing is, I wanna make sure Jeff gets a children at play sign, and I want him to, he said he's gonna change out the stop sign to a yield sign. Because those, I think the police department and myself are the only ones who stop for that stop sign, everyone else goes through it. And even the road agent said that many times he rolls through it sometimes.
I only stop when the police car's right behind me.
But the thing is, it's like going down Coram Hill, it's 45, right, tell me who's going 45 down that hill.
It's 40 and you can't do 40. Burn the brakes up, just trying to do 50. Thanks.
It's incriminating.
I tell you, people get, as soon as you get in the town, it goes down to 30. I'll coast in about 32, 33, I'll leave, I don't go above 33, I'll sometimes go above 30, to 33, within the error range of my speedometer. People behind me get upset, my God, I'm going to speed limit, what more do you want, I'm not gonna get pulled over. Okay, there was a non-public I wanted to go into, Lean, what was I talking to you about
You
earlier?
did? No, I think it was pretty general, there was
Yeah,
no
no, I think,
bereavement that I'm aware of.
oh, yes, there was one non-public I need to talk about.
You, okay,
It was a lawsuit with the town was involved with,
okay,
I won't announce that, but I think it involves legal, I think the board of selectmen should have it.
It's over now, is that the one
No,
that's over?
it's never over until it goes to potentially Supreme Court. So I just wanna bring it up, I don't think, you got the email, I don't think we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Okay. I think the email's self-explanatory,
Yeah,
it's not over till it's over,
yeah,
but the thing is, we had a positive outcome, I'll leave it at that.
you can, that's public record, right?
Yes, it is.
So you can say that the planning board was
Yeah.
sued and,
Yeah, it was over exaction fee. The court recognized the fact that, things change over time, procedures change over time, exaction fees, procedures change over time. They recognized the changes we made to the methodology of our exaction fee. They validated that, and, they ruled in our favor of the methodology of, the way Donna, did the exaction fee. I give kudos to the building department for, creating a process, which is a valid process.
Well, also should be the planning board too.
yeah,
Yeah, the planning board, yeah. So, kudos to the planning board, and kudos to Donna for facilitating that. Okay, make sure you pass it on to her too.
I will.
All right, I'm gonna take it out around the board, around the, town.
Yeah, in the next week, the First New Hampshire Regiment's coming for Old Home Day.
Correct.
I'm assuming they're gonna be camping overnight.
I haven't heard that. I
I
heard,
don't know, but if they are, that's another reason why you should have the porta potties out here.
Okay.
the day before,
Yeah.
They'll get delivered the day before.
okay.
We've already
Yes.
put a deposit on it.
I didn't realize that, I just.
I don't know if they are or not.
Yeah, the only thing we heard about, that we gotta be vigilant for a cannon shooting, firing rather, and it's gonna be loud, and they were worried about horses.
Are you gonna, send a note back or an email to Tom? Let him know the board decided to just keep it open during the functions that are
Yeah,
happening
I
there.
can do that, yeah.
And that we'd like to keep the handicap as well as the other two, even if we have to help fund it.
I'll CC the whole
Yeah.
day.
The whole entire committee.
Do you
Go ahead,
know
Fred.
when they come?
Huh?
Do you know when they're coming or not,
I don't, she said the day before.
the day before? Okay, cause they're gonna need a fire permit for that time,
That you give those out still.
yeah. I already got the written permission from Lean the other day, so,
Oh, we did, okay.
Anything else, Fred?
no, so,
Thank you for showing up tonight, appreciate it. Chief,
I'm good, thank you.
should I say Dan?
That's better.
Okay.
I
Lee.
still call him chief.
I know, out of respect, that's all right.
I just have a couple of things.
Please.
Town building roofs that were scheduled for repair have been completed. They've done a great job and cleaned up everything. I'm sure you'll see the invoices for that. The water filtration system is still a work in progress. I met with one, company. I haven't heard from the second one. I did reach out to a local one, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
Did you answer my question? Is it code that we have to have that?
What,
Is it code?
code
Code, as in building code?
as having the water?
Yes,
I did not check into that.
okay.
One thing,
Get it?
we had a test done, Mike, but normally when you have that analysis, it comes back and says, okay, the allowable is 100 parts per million, and you are over that by 20 parts per million, so we recommend this, but we didn't get any of that back on our water test, that's what I was hoping for.
What do you mean recommend?
Normally when you send
Oh,
out for
oh.
analysis, it'll tell you, the state is allowed
Right.
100 parts per million, you have 120 parts per million,
Right.
let's say. But there was nothing telling us all that,
I
right?
think but I think in the
Oh,
past.
Nelson had it.
They did?
If you look at all the whole analytics of every one, it said what parts per million was and everything, and
And the state's allowable,
Yeah,
cause like, that's what Mike's asking, is it?
Oh, we are definitely above it.
oh, it was all above it.
Yeah.
Just one, right?
yeah, just the
Well,
arsenic.
Every certain section that they tested had a little bit of different numbers.
Yeah,
And is that part required by code is what,
is what your question is,
yes.
to provide
Well,
water.
the thing is, to provide water was my first question. In other words, here's an alternative, thing is, if it's to mitigate arsenic, like, let's say it was someone's home, you gotta, change the filters, you gotta put a major, at a home, it's like $3,000 or $4,000. It'd probably be same for each individual, wherever the point of source of water is, you gotta put a filtration system in. Filtration system also requires maintenance. I have a better solution. Get a small dispensing, like a Coke machine, fill it full of water and charge 25 cents for a bottle of water. And the thing is, we don't have to worry about $4,000 of filters,
Well,
of system.
Four I think is gonna be cheap, Mike, I think you're looking at more like 20,000.
Oh, amen, but the thing is, what I'm thinking is, we just put like a little machine and not for profit, just so people can have water charged maybe 25 cents for a bottle of water and be done with it.
My thought,
And
Yeah, but
they have small
my
machines.
thought is just do it right and get it done, cause it takes care of water there, water here. It's, this is all town water here, and if you just take care of it at the source, and then have whatever company we hire, maintain it. So you're not doing it, I'm not doing it, have them maintain it regularly. It's just-
But the thing is, my question is, how much do you want the town to put out for a water bubbler?
It's not just a water bubbler.
Okay, good, what is it, then we don't cook with it?
No, but you have all kinds of different sinks and whatnot in here that
Do
you're
you
washing
think
your
the
hands
water,
with everything.
this servicing it in that building's gonna take care of
I
this
know it does,
arsenic?
that water comes directly over here.
It does.
So it's gonna be done at the source?
Yeah, done at the source, one time and just
Alright.
do it, I
Well,
mean, it's, this
Let's,
is a town building,
Right.
it should be done right, not hokey pokey, and we
Well-
shouldn't be, charging somebody for a bottle of water either, I don't think,
good, Fred,
The fire and police department are on the town water too.
Yeah,
But the police department uses a water bubbler, they import their water.
yeah.
Well, we did because we couldn't drink the water.
Yeah, everybody
It was
did.
recommended
That's what
we
we
didn't drink,
did.
so that's why we started buying water.
And so, I'd say we would, I don't say absolutely not, I think I throw it on the table as an idea.
Let's get the bids from them, cause
Yeah.
again, the
That's
bids are
gonna be a
all
driving
over the
factor,
place,
and that's gonna be a driving factor.
okay, so when I was originally given an action, it was to find the least or the minimal, maintenance for the
Yeah.
town. And the one that I met with said perfect solution would be a point of source right at the bubbler, but because it's all closed in, he wouldn't be able to do that, so it would be more complicated and cost more. So then that pushes it back to treating the whole,
Down in the basement,
Down
treating it
basement,
as it
yeah.
comes in,
Right.
yeah.
right, so I can go back to him and say that is where we're gonna, to keep it simple, not have to try to find
Yeah,
water.
let her know it services this building and those other
Three buildings,
buildings,
yeah,
we
yeah.
just
I'll
like
try
to do
again.
it.
And based upon that, we can make an informed decision.
Yeah, and that way
Okay.
we know that, okay, the
Well, what
water's
it
going.
costs, and if we wanna do it in a year or two or something.
Right, but things in the meantime, I
That's
asked,
right, if it's too much,
right,
then.
I asked Lean to put up I don't want anyone drinking the water, we have a liability here, we're exposing, now that we know it's contaminated, it'd be foolish for us to allow people to drink there.
And one other thing, I think, I'm not 100%, but, Lean has actually asked for the plumbers that did that to come out and show us which line goes out to the, But I-
Identify the lines.
but I do think the water line takes care of the sinks and the bubblers and everything, so we can't just shut the bubblers off, in other words, you know?
Right,
No, but the thing is, right, but the thing is,
Cause I was hoping it was done that way, cause you just shut them off and then you don't have to put all these signs up that just don't work.
right, okay,
So, I guess call me when the plumber's coming here to show us that, and I'll
Yeah.
meet with them and
we can label it,
either label it or try and shut them off until we get it done.
yeah,
okay,
okay.
alright, that sounds good.
I think we're doing the responsible thing here, because I think it's, to me, it's been nagging me for a long time, because you find one house in Dunbarton that doesn't have arsenic, nor, and the thing is, right behind it is radon.
I'm not even sure why they put bubblers in there, to be honest with you, it was in the original design, and nobody talked about them, we talked about them, and then
It was,
everybody kinda forgot about them, but there probably shouldn't have even been bubblers in the design, you know, but.
yeah, but they're there, and so and the thing is, who uses the bubblers?
Those bubblers probably cost as much as the little.
Well, I know that Mary says that she observes a lot of kids on bicycles, they'll stop at the library, open the door, come in, fill their water bottles, and then take off, so there are people using it,
And now that we know that they shouldn't be drinking it, we don't want them drinking it,
yeah, okay.
okay?
I'll
Well,
let
you'll
you
see
know.
them better on their bikes, they'll glow.
Alright, anything else, Lee?
One more thing, I had brought up the fact that the flag pole is not working, I had taken the time to get new bulbs,
saw your
clean it all
emails,
up, and, Irish Electric contacted me today, or it might have been yesterday, that they'll be here on Monday the 14th.
Okay.
At 7:30 to take care of that, and that did go through Chicoine and Kelly, I told her that I
What
did
time
not.
will they be here? I'll
Oh.
try and meet them if I can.
7:30 AM.
I wanna
Monday.
find out where it's powered from too.
Okay, what about in the door, tell me about the door then.
The door is back in the,
Subcontract?
yeah, the subcontractor's court, because, my understanding, he was on vacation, so they're supposed to come in and adjust the bar
Okay.
that locks, and then correct the key problem to get the two AA key to work on that one door only.
And what about the key situation?
That's the same guy.
It's the
Same guy.
same,
You say, so
They're
same
gonna-
action item,
they're supposed to fix the current ones that were cut,
okay.
so hopefully.
He's gonna
we'll get that
rekey the core to match the keys he
Okay, and
provided.
recall, gentlemen, recall, we still have $8,000 of money owed to the contractor, but at this point, I don't see much action being done, so I say we delay another 2 weeks until we get more action done, okay?
Okay.
Because once we pay him, there's an old saying, you may not see the contractor again. And I'm not saying that to be mean to this company, the company's very good, they did a good job for us, but the thing is, I don't wanna be stuck holding the bag. And we got stuck holding the bag with our roofing rafters, if you recall, before your time, but
Yeah,
we lost.
but it worked for the sprinkler company, John said, don't let the deposit go till I get my final inspection, he got it,
Yeah.
so.
So Lean, I'm gonna ask you to stay on top of the punch list.
I think she has been,
I
she's
have been.
emailed everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna ask you to continue to stay on top of it.
Yep, yep.
And, you are the point of contact
Okay,
for any outstanding things that need to be done.
and the last thing I have is I've, posted the welfare, position
Okay.
is open, so it's on the home page of the website, welfare tab, and then, NHMA for right now. Unfortunately, we did notice that there are two other towns that are posting the vacancies for their welfare,
It's
directors.
gonna be a Dunbarton resident?
It's not. But, I'll keep you posted with anyone
Okay. And,
applying.
okay, Justin, to you?
I don't think I have anything, the only thing that I've been thinking about is potentially looking into expanding some parking around here, just cause I've been, going through town when there's been events at the library, and everybody's kinda parked everywhere. I don't know if we should look in the future of, maybe adding some spaces in a certain section. So if we all think about that in the future, maybe next year or something. I know we got a lot on our plate for this year, but.
For the future, I like that, okay. David, anything else?
No.
David, to you?
I had something, Mike, and now I forgot what it was. Oh, who brought the rock and put the rock over in the little turnaround here? Was,
Don Larson
This
with the
guy?
garden club, I think so, yes.
well, since Don just walked in, Don, do you think we could get some, bark mulch around that thing so it looks somewhat reasonable again?
Well, we did, during the winter, it got all gone
Right,
and that, but, if you get some mulch, why, the garden club will spread it.
were you gonna get the mulch now? I thought this thing was always gonna be taken care of, the rock and around there and.
Yeah, well, the garden club we'll have our meeting next, Monday night.
Talk about it with them, just see what, I mean, if you look at that, to me, it's an eyesore there, I don't know what they wanna do with it, but it. How do we normally do the mulch over here?
We get some delivered
We
in,
did mulch it.
in April or
You guys
May.
got the mulch here, but that was never done this spring.
Oh, yeah, it was done. Yeah.
No, that whole building was done, it doesn't look like that.
No, we took some of it, I had my tractor, I dumped about 3 scoops full in there.
Over
But
here,
we had that heavy rain and it washed a lot of it away.
maybe we should look at putting rocks around there, I mean, crushed rocks, the river rock.
Yeah, well, the only.
Something that looks
there.
better.
They, when they plow, they dump a lot of snow in there. And that's the problem of, like, putting a border on it.
I know, but you said it was done this spring, there's been no snow since spring.
Well, no, but, the rain wiped out what we did. That
I'm
heavy
just, it looks
rainstorm.
like heck there, I just think we should do something with it.
Well, while we're doing that, we're gonna have to eventually look at this lilac bush that's got about 4 trees growing in it. And then the one at the end of the building that's kind of out of
And
control.
we were gonna rock around that building too, right? Maybe we do when we rock around that building,
Oh, okay,
cause we were gonna do that this year as maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do it then.
Okay, Dave, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right,
Uh,
we have an alibi here, gentlemen, should we accept an alibi?
well, he's a late walk-in.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
At least-
Sir, you got
Have
two.
you had public comment yet?
Yeah, it's, we're ready, you're about 10 seconds from
Okay,
this.
well,
this
I
is
will
me.
just keep what we're doing and.
No, I think
The
it's.
Ferris wheel for the old home day and.
They actually had, Old Home Day scheduled tonight, and they were in the front foyer, so he's probably just reporting what they discussed tonight.
You having a big Ferris wheel?
Well, 6 of the 7 of us were there, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Mark had to work. But, what we've got, let me see. We've got, the ponies are back. They're gonna have free pony rides. They'll be set up over here in a corral.
With the cannons,
And,
with
the
the
horses
cannons.
are gonna be in the parade. Yes, the horses are gonna be in the parade.
Are those the same ponies that were here last year from down the road here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she came in, we spent about 45 minutes with her, Tom took her out, showed her where you could set up the deal, and, cause the last thing she said, no, I'm not gonna participate, so we took the free pony rides out of the brochure, and now she came back and she's gonna participate, so, We've got that, we're gonna have the face painter and the balloon, over on the far side, back of the bandstand. And that, usually a lot of kids are there, because, the corral's gonna take quite a bit of room. And, the first regiment will be showing up about 8 o'clock, and they'll be, ready to go in the parade and everything.
We had a question from the public earlier tonight, from Fred specifically. Will they be staying overnight?
No, no, everything will collapse,
No, I'm talking about the day before. They arrive just on the morning of and that's it.
no, they're coming in at 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
Okay, Fred, that answers your question?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and, they'll be gone late afternoon.
Okay.
While the ponies are here, they're gonna do their marching and drills, come down School Street, shoot their muskets off by the statue, you know, so they're far enough away from the horses and everything else. I mean, the muskets aren't that loud to start with, so, you know, we're trying to do everything we could to accommodate them, and, so, that's the way that goes. I don't know what, the bathrooms, we're gonna be utilizing the building, you know, for the, to bring the baked goods in for the contest. We got entry blanks here, the town office, School Street, and the library. They'll bring them between 8 and 9:30, and then we'll have the judging, so we're gonna be upstairs basically all day until, ice cream time, where we'll bring them, the baked goods down, and we'll serve that with the ice cream, so. We'll see all your smiling faces there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don,
I think I got you another scooper here too.
there we go.
So-
Hey, Don, about the, building being open, before when we talked, you were having, what are you having up there for a show later in the afternoon?
We're not gonna, but we're gonna, I don't know how long the judging, it took us almost till 2 o'clock to do the pies last year. And we brought everything over, we had it here, and we had to take them all over there. Here, we just gotta take them down and out. So, I don't know how many entries we'll have, but they, you know, it's.
So, follow me for the bathroom use. You were gonna be using the building like 2 or 3 times during the day.
Basically, we're gonna be using it from 8 o'clock until 2.
That's not what you said when you first came.
Well, we're gonna have the magic show up there, but we've moved them over to the, main stage. And same with the, wild animal encounters.
So they're all downstairs at the
Outside.
main stage.
Yeah, so we're not gonna, you know, this way, we just have the food up there, you know, not the food, but the judging and everything else. We're gonna have probably 4 tables set up, and we'll clean up and everything else. We discussed that we're gonna put, like Lysol spray or whatever in, deal, and then if I use the bathroom, I see it's dirty, I'm gonna clean it up, and so is the rest of us, so we're gonna keep on top of it, keep it clean. We're gonna announce that the bathrooms are available for handicap, and, you know, for the public also, but also have
Time
the
out,
outhouse.
time out. We discussed it in our meeting tonight, cause we had a letter from Tom.
Yes,
So I'm trying to let you know what we decided in our meeting tonight.
what did you decide?
Now, originally when you came to us, there were gonna be a couple functions up there. The building was gonna be open during those functions, and the bathrooms were gonna be available during those functions. And when those functions were not going on, the door was gonna be locked.
Yeah.
So we decided tonight to keep it that way and keep the 2 regular bathrooms outside here as well as the handicap one out here.
Okay, yeah,
So that was our thought, we're gonna keep it, so we do wanna limit the use and not have them open all day long. We don't wanna announce that.
okay.
So, that's why we made a decision here tonight. Sounds like you guys made some decisions tonight,
We did some talking.
Yeah,
so,
But you
Yeah.
also said you'd fund some of the costs.
yeah,
No, but the
and
thing is, on the.
Tom had mentioned that the handicap one was twice as expensive as the other 2,
yes,
you know, and like we did in past, if you guys need some additional funds to fund part of the I think we funded half the bathrooms here last time.
Okay.
We'd be willing to do that, but we'd like that only to be used when you guys are having the function.
Okay.
So say if you had your magic show up there, the bathrooms would be open then. Soon as it's done, everybody clears the building, lock it back up.
Okay.
Because there's no one gonna be a police in the building per se. In other words, once there's activity downstairs, who's maintaining that building, who's walking in that building, maintaining that building from vandalism or anything else?
Yeah.
So they just didn't wanna leave it wide open unless you're having a function up there. And just having pies sitting up there all day isn't the reason to have it
It's
open
gonna be
either.
hot up there for pies.
Cupcakes
So,
and
Well,
cakes.
Lisa Bauer will be upstairs for the
And the thing is, the porta potties will complement what we have, but the thing is, I don't think you should, I agree with Dave, don't make an announcement, the bathrooms are open, you wanna use the good bathrooms, the good people use the good bathrooms, and everyone out of town uses the other bathrooms, we don't do that. They're available, the ones outside will complement what we have.
Yeah.
We'd like to, just let people keep using them if they, instead of flooding the building up there with all the people in there trying to use them bathrooms.
And
Keep using the
in
ones
two
that have
bathrooms, hey, I can just see it now, what are they giving away free in the library? No, it's just a line for the bathroom. I don't wanna see that.
Yeah.
That's just our thoughts with it. I know it's gonna be open when you're having your events up there,
Yeah.
and you were gonna have, I thought you said 3 events last time, and now.
Well, see, part of it is, right now, looks like we're gonna have 80-degree temperatures on Saturday. That, but that can all change and no rain on the schedule. But if there is rain, we would move the programs from the old, the stage upstairs. So,
Well, if you do that, then so be it.
that's a contingent plan.
Yeah,
But at least we've got a place to go now, that we
Yeah.
haven't had in the
and that's
past.
understandable, and I think you're doing the right thing by having the majority of it outside.
Yeah,
But if it downpours, certainly, things are gonna change.
yeah. So,
The key word is be flexible.
And don't be announcing it,
okay,
if you can help that, that's, we're trying to work with you guys as much as possible and have it open and, we'd still like to have those additional toilets out there for use.
Don, what was reported tonight in today's meeting, when the library, this is before my time, but the library used to be open during Old Home Day. And the place was vandalized during Old Home Day with human feces on walls, floors, everything else.
oh, Jesus.
And that happened in this library.
Yeah.
And the thing is, kids, well, I'm gonna say kids, because I don't see an adult doing that. Unless they run out of toilet paper and they get angry.
Yeah,
But the thing is, I don't wanna see that happen. The thing is, kids are kids sometimes. Some kids are just jerks.
yeah,
And that's just the nature of kids. And I just don't wanna see that happen again. So I think this is not a baby step, but a small step.
yeah,
It's gonna be open, especially when you're using it, there'll be a lot of adults around.
yeah.
But,
Especially when you're having your function up there, you'd be a lot more of you in the building,
and so,
Now, the
we
front
work so
door-
hard, I just
The
don't
front
want,
door is a key lock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't wanna see something we work so hard, this town has worked so hard for, to be,
tell me about it.
yeah, to be wasted away. And the thing is, and then something, someone flushes the wrong thing down the toilet, so we have too many people going there, they shove the wrong thing, like diapers,
Yeah,
and that's very common.
yeah,
It gets plugged up, not here, but as it gets to the leach field, it gets plugged up with diapers, then guess what? Guess what we have to do Monday morning? Send everyone home here because we don't have any toilets for this facility. And so that's, my concern is, Tom was concerned, oh, it has lots of capacity. It does, but the thing is, it doesn't have a lot of capacity if it's plugged with diapers.
yeah,
So, just, if I could just share.
Yes.
The reason why we shut the, buildings from using the toilets. There was one Old Home Day where our toilet the handle was broken, so we came to work on a Monday. And I was running down to Ace Hardware to get a part for the toilet, and then I had to call in somebody, a friend, to install it, because I don't know how to install it, so we didn't have toilets to flush, cause we only have one toilet. So it does happen, and it was after our Old Home Day, it's not anyone's, probably a cheap
Yeah.
part or whatever.
But I think Dave's approach is fine. When it's open, open for a function, use them, of course. Because there's a lot of shall I say, responsible people around.
Yeah.
It's when no one's looking at it, out of sight, out of mind.
Now, your pies will be up there, but you're only gonna have the voting open for a certain amount of time for your pies, correct?
Well, we got 3 judges and then, you know, it's cakes and cupcakes. And there's 2 categories, for each one, under 19 and over 19. And that's so, we have to, you know, and once again, I don't know how many, we had probably, what, 25 entries last time for pies here. And that, with the cakes and that, this is the second year that we're having some type of contest, so who knows what we're gonna get.
No, but I'm just saying, follow through with me here.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be open to that
So they
judging or
can bring their
voting
stuff up.
for an hour or 2, right?
Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours, right? in
Alright, then the door will be closed
Yeah.
again, unless you have rain and you bring another event in.
Yeah,
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure, 'cause just because the pies are up there, I wanna leave the door open all day.
right.
So,
Okay.
so the bottom line, please do order the porta potties for outside, just
Oh,
like.
no, we've got,
Okay.
everything is coming.
Okay,
And like we said, if you need help with some of the money on that handicap one,
See,
let us
most
know.
of the guys will probably use the porta potties, you know, because it's just simpler. You know, it's the ladies that don't like it.
Right.
but as
But they're
Lee,
clean, they're only one day.
I
one
know.
day's used, so,
They're brand new, you know, clean
yeah.
to us, so.
okay.
It is what it is.
We,
Yeah.
we beat it up.
I think so, yeah.
Justin, any comments? You're too quiet.
Just, we're beating it like a dead horse.
Yeah, I
here.
think we beat it like a dead horse, agreed?
But,
We beat it like a dead horse, we don't need to beat it anymore.
I get the point.
Okay,
John,
thank
did
you.
you get the message?
What?
Wanna repeat it?
Okay, motion to adjourn, gentlemen.
I'll second that.
So, thank you, Brad.
I'll third it, I guess. Thank you guys for the update. Hey, Don, I think your wife gave you something else to do.
8:20.